You've probably heard this before, care partner. You can't stop sundowning. It's a part of dementia. Just get used to it. Wrong. You may not be able to stop every single sundowning episode, but you can absolutely interrupt it. And once you understand how the brain spirals, as well as how sundowning peaks, you can create a successful plan that brings calm back to your evenings. Hi, for those of you who are new here, my name is Dr. Sinclair. I'm a neuropsychologist, dementia care specialist, and founder of the Confident Caregiver Academy. Let's jump on in. When sundowning strikes, care partners, the brain's internal systems are out of sync. The amygdala, the fear center, goes into overdrive. And when it goes into overdrive, it also activates the autonomic nervous system. That is the system that floods your loved one's body with stress hormones, so they're ready to fight. That goes into overdrive, but your loved one's prefrontal cortex, that goes offline. And the prefrontal cortex is responsible for calming things down, for reasoning, for problem solving, for saying everything's good. That goes offline. So you have a loved one's brain whereby their amygdala is in overdrive and activating stress hormones, and their prefrontal cortex is offline and not able to reason and rationally problem solve. We see why sundowning becomes a chaotic and stressful experience, both for your loved ones experiencing it as well as for you as the care partner. The good news is that you can bypass the system that's offline. You can bypass the prefrontal cortex by speaking directly to the emotional centers that are overactive. Tone, rhythm, and a calm environment are the tools that you're going to use to bring your loved one back down to baseline. The way that I explain it, care partners, is think of sundowning like a tidal wave in the brain. You can't stop the water from rising, but you can ride it out without being pulled under. Your job, care partner, isn't to fight this experience. It's to steady the boat as you ride things out. Once the storm passes, the tide will always settle. With sundowning, don't talk, regulate first. Care partners, when your loved ones start to sundown, as they start to decompensate, they start getting confused and they don't make a lot of sense. And your first instinct is to reason with them, right? So if your loved one with dementia is sundowning and says, I want to go home, get me out of here, I want to go home, your instinct is to say, no, mom, you are home. This is your home. Let me show you your room. Look, this is your home, right? Care partners, you start to explain. Unfortunately, as I mentioned before, their prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that is used for logical reasoning, useful for those explanations, that's offline. So your loved one is not going to be able to process the words and the explanation that you are saying to them, especially when their bodies are flooded with adrenaline, flooded with those stress hormones that we talked about. So when this is happening, care partners, I want for you, before you even say anything to your loved ones, to pause. Just stop and take a breath in. You have to regulate yourself first. As they are confused, take a deep inhale. Slowly exhale out, care partners. This is where you're going to give yourself the time and space that you need to calmly come into this interaction. Your calm is exactly the safety cue that they need when they're dysregulated and saying that they want to go home. So first, let's not talk and explain, and let's just regulate yourself for this job. Second, care partners, when sundowning occurs, reduce sensory load with this 1-minute reset. You need to recognize that too much light, noise, or motion triggers cognitive overload. That means it's just more things for the brain to process. When the brain is sundowning, we need to decrease the overload. So, step 1, let's dim the lights, not dark, just warm and even to create a sense of safety and calm. Second, care partners, close the curtains. Let's reduce some of those shadows, less things for the brain to process. Turn off the TV chatter. Background noise is still getting processed by your loved one's brain. So if the news is on, if there's a chaotic scene, if there's a chase scene going on in a movie, that is too much stimulation for a sundowning brain. So let's lower the background noise to something that's calm instead. Maybe soft music, maybe white noise coming on from your Google or Apple device. With that 60-second reset, Care Partners, you have just removed half the variables that often make a sundowning episode worse. You are now telling the brain and body this is a safe, calm environment to settle down into. If this is helpful to you, Care Partners, if you are recognizing that there are absolutely steps that you can take with sundowning, then please go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel. It tells YouTube that this video is helpful to caregivers, and YouTube will then send it out to other Care Partners who are struggling just like you. And for those of you who want to remove the guesswork from caregiving, then go ahead and schedule a call with me below. I have 4 more spots available in the Academy before the end of the year. I'd love for one of those spots to be filled by you. Now let's move on. With sundowning, Care Partners, use a calming phrase. What do I mean by that? Well, as I mentioned, Care Partners, your loved ones are feeling so dysregulated and confused and uncomfortable inside. When you're feeling confused, dysregulated, and uncomfortable, boy, wouldn't you like some support? Wouldn't you like someone around you letting you know that they're here with you, that they're here to support you? And so, Care Partners, that's what you're going to use. Pick one phrase that signals safety, letting them know that they're not alone, that they're supported. So maybe something like, "This feels really scary. I'm here with you," right? And a gentle touch goes a long way, Care Partners, right? You can hold their hand or tap their knee or gently tap their shoulder. "I'm here with you. I know this is scary. I'm going to keep you safe." That reassurance helps to settle that amygdala. Okay, Care Partners, we're not trying to convince the logical brain. We are just focused on the emotional centers, needing to calm the overactive amygdala. With sundowning, engage a sense or two. The amygdala can't stay in high alert when it's receiving multiple cues that this is a safe space. What do I mean by that? Well, Care Partner, you can take a warm washcloth and wipe it against your loved one's hands. You can bring over a soft blanket, a weighted blanket even, and wrap them up in it. Or maybe let's offer a nice smell, a nice scent, one of their favorite scents like lavender. You can even hand them a familiar object, a photo, a rosary, a hand towel that they can fidget with and even ring around. These are cues that help to activate other senses to send cues that this is a safe space. With sundowning, redirect gently, not forcefully. So as their bodies start to come down, Care Partners, as the storm starts to pass, you'll notice your loved ones starting to make a little bit more sense. They're coming out of that confused state. Don't just jump into conversation too quickly. Their brains and bodies are still coming down from that storm, from that tidal wave, okay? So maybe let's keep the nice soft music on in the background. Let's maybe make a warm cup of tea. Let's have them sitting in their comfortable chair. The rest of the evening is going to be calm and relaxed. We want to continue to keep that calm, safe space. So don't be too quick to rush into normal activity as their brain and body is coming down from this chaotic experience. And finally, Care Partners, with sundowning, know when to step back. Sometimes, Care Partners, despite everything, the wave of sundowning continues to rise. That is a moment where you need to give yourself a bit of space and to give your loved one a bit of space, not as punishment, but as protection. Sometimes as they are dysregulated, your presence is another thing to process in their brain, and that can be even more dysregulating for them. So you can say something like, "I'll be right in the other room. I'm going to be making some tea for you. I'll be right back." You're giving them space, again, not as punishment, but as protection for their brains and body to reset, as well as space for you to go and take a deep breath and reset yourself. As long as your loved one is within ear and eye shot away and you still have a bit of control on things, you're watching things, it's totally fine to take a step back. And here's your mindset reframe, Care Partners, around sundowning. You may not be able to stop every sundowning episode, Care Partners, but you can absolutely stop it from controlling the night. Your calm body, your voice, and your presence will all emit a sense of safety for your loved one with dementia. You are not powerless here. I know it feels that way, but you are not powerless. You are actually the anchor that they need in this storm. I hope that today's video was helpful, Care Partners. I hope that you now have some tools that you can use during the next Sundowning episode. And if you want to remove the guesswork from caregiving altogether, then go ahead and schedule that call with me below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.